Welcome to Deep Thought, listening to Soundscapes. Yeah, and that's actually what I have on in the background. Y'all know I usually have on jazz or something, but wanted something different because, I'm a hard-working dude. I'm actually, even though I'm known to be laid back, I'm actually very intense. So relaxation is important. So instead of the jazz, because jazz gets me in the feeling like I need to go find me a woman or something right then. So that ain't helpful to relax and stuff, right? Because Rom been really chilling lately anyway. But now I was listening to Soundscapes, and it's just on my, part of my Comcast package. Yeah, I still got Comcast because, well, you got teenage sons and stuff. What you got to do with them, right? But, the thing is, it was interesting. While I'm listening to the music, they were flashing quotes from famous people, And I like stuff like that. I love stuff like that. But it's, it made me just think about music in general. Music is very important. And I mean, music is a very strong part of culture because it influences behavior. It can relax you like this music is. It can get you like in the mood, like a lot of jazz can, and especially blues. And I think that's a very important thing. Why you had like a few corporations really trying to control the music that we hear, right? Really try to control it because that's other than religion. That's a good way to control a mass amount of people and influence their behavior. I'll give you an example, gangster rap. You got a lot of people, it really changed. People don't realize how much gangster rap, which at first was just a subculture, changed the behavior just in a black community, influenced behavior on a lot of things. Because before gangster rap, there was the more conscious rap of KRS-One, X-Clan, and especially Public Enemy. And I remember that period when that was like the big thing, like late 80s, early 90s. And quite frankly, black people were on a higher level of consciousness all the way around. Yeah, you had some bad stuff, but overall, people were trying to do stuff, right? And that was reflected in the music. And even before that, people don't realize how powerful Motown was. Or like that music, that old R&B, like from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. People don't realize how powerful that was. I mean, I personally think, and maybe some other people might think, just controlling that music and just kind of ending that music is an expression of, like a political thing. Because back then, one of the things that's always been happening politically, there's always been an agenda to limit the black population. Always, and you can see it blatantly. That's why, like a great many abortion clinics are located in black neighborhoods. And anybody who know the history of Planned Parenthood know that was not for black people. That was a eugenics agenda. But it's hard. But if you're trying to depopulate, right, and you trying to do something like that, that's not gonna work if people gonna still have babies. And like those old love songs, those Motown songs, or you got the Temptations, all of that, shit. The first thing you're gonna want to do is have a baby. You gonna find a woman. Some of the songs back there, even like some artists like Prince, like one of my favorite songs is The Beautiful Ones by Prince. That's that song you tell a woman you want him or you want me. How many relations people probably reconciled off of that song? Or some of the singers. Like Barry White. I bet you Barry White was probably responsible for the births of like millions of babies. Millions of babies were born, and that was that music and stuff. In fact, for people who remember Luther Vandross, right? And I keep wanting to call him Luther Vandross because that was the nickname of this guy in high school. But Luther Vandross. And for some of y'all older heads out there, it was nothing in the world like a Luther concert. See, that's another person. I wonder how many babies are here because of Luther. Because the Luther concert, y'all know with Luther, he had two types of songs. He had his slow ballad like, you just go up there, and women would just lose their mind off of him and whatnot, right? Then he had his fast songs. Now, I went to a Luther concert, right? He started out with the slow songs, right? And shoot, the women be going crazy. They be reaching their hands out. My date reached her hand out and stuff. That was interesting. There's a story about that Luther concert. Oh, my God. I can't get into that. Yeah, let's just say people ready, they would call it attorneys, because I would tell the story, right? I got like 4 Luther tickets, right? You know, my buddy, I got like one for me and a date, and one for my boy and him to bring a girl, right? He was going to bring this one girl, right? He was going to bring this one woman. I don't know what happened, right? I don't know what happened, but for something happened, he ended up giving her both the tickets. And then changed his mind. Man, she got an attorney to make sure she kept those tickets, man. I was like, man. And then I went to the Luther concert, and it was funny. It was me and my date and this woman and another some female friend of hers, right? Yeah, there's another part of that story. I better not share that over there. But anyway, right? Oh, no, she wasn't lesbian. I'll just say Ron was more scandalous back then. I'll leave it at that. But check it out. I'll never forget that. Oh, man. So I'm sitting here next to this woman who I know, not even saying anything to her. That's how messed up it was. But it didn't matter because my date and these two women were reaching their hand out to Luther. And see, after a Luther concert, I'm going to tell you what. Nobody ever sits through an entire Luther concert. Nobody ever sat through it, right? Because as soon as he finished singing his slow songs, and the women, they all blissed out and stuff, they men taking them out of there. Not to keep them away from Luther, but to go stroke them right then. Like all you saw was men leading their women up the steps. And looking back at Luther, mouthing the word, thank you. I'm telling you. I bet you. I wish we could figure out a way. I wish that if somebody was enterprising and did a study, like a survey, just give out at the door, just say, hey, if you have a baby 9 months from now, mail it back in. Seriously. In fact, somebody probably did. Somebody in the Illuminati probably sat back and said, Luther, oh, wait a minute. Every 9 months after a Luther concert someplace, there's a bunch of babies born. We got to stop this. And in fact, that woman I went remember, I went to this was back in the 80s. I went to this Luther concert with this young lady, and we connected. I remember a few years ago, we connected again on Facebook. And that's one of the first things she said. She said, I'll never forget that Luther concert you took me to. I'm like, yeah. But music, man, music is powerful. Music is great. And I mean, one of the things, like, I don't listen to a lot of pop culture music now, right? Not even just to chill out. Like, I don't even know if the radio in my car work because I never use it because I don't like what's played. You know, I really don't like a lot of what's played and stuff, right? Because that's very important. It's shaping it. Like, I'm serious. Like if somebody came out with maybe a new style of music that people just like listening to or something, I guarantee it could change a lot of stuff. So it's very important. It's very important. And, let me know if y'all can hear the sound of this, because I try not to drown out my own voice. Let me know what y'all think about it, right? Maybe I'll put it on my, I'll keep it on for my next one and stuff. But yeah. I'm still laughing about that Luther concert. I'm telling you, all you saw was a bunch of dudes leading their women out. Or everybody holding their hand. I ain't never seen that. Look, I'm going to be straight up. This might sound messed up to say it this way, but I don't think I've ever seen a greater collective number of black men walking around holding their women's hand, as I saw at that Luther concert when they were leading their women out. They would tell me they left too. Luther had to say, hey, I got fast songs too. They ain't care. They were about to go tear their women up. I bet you, I wish I remember the date of that concert or got something. I think I might have a ticket stub or something. I'm like, man, I need to see if I can find something tell me the birth rate around that time. Oh, man. Anyway, y'all, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.